For today's chair yoga class, we'll be using 1 to 2 blocks for every pose today. If you don't have any blocks, check out the links below. Let's get started with 1 block. I'm gonna put it in between our knees. I'm gonna do some leg lifts, so if you need, feel free to hold on to the seat of your chair. And go ahead and lift your legs up. Nice and slow, controlled movement. We're not trying to move the upper body. Sitting bones are grounded into the chair. You bring those knees up, be sure that we're engaging the abs so that not everything is just relying on the hip flexors. Give me a couple more. All right, now pick up that one that's on the floor and keep squeezing this block here between our knees. This one in our hands, be sure that we are squeezing it between the palms. Going to lift it up overhead. And once you get all the way to the top, you're in a nice straight line. Go ahead and bring it all the way back down to in front of us. So we've got a 90-degree angle we're making here with our arms. And remember to keep squeezing that block nice and tight between the palms. Make sure the shoulder blades are relaxed down the back. Shoulders are not hunched up by our ears. Let's do one more. And then stop at the top. We're gonna bend at the elbows and do a couple tricep presses. Going back as far as comfortable. Just be sure you don't bonk your head with your block. Keep those elbows nice and stable, up by your ears. We're just hinging at the elbows, letting the forearms do all the work. Remember, keep pressing into that block pretty tight. We don't want to drop it. All right, last one. Go ahead and stop at the top. Let's take a deep inhale, lengthening the spine. And then on our exhale, let's twist and bring it down to our side. Now inhale the hands back up overhead. And exhale, twist, bring the block down to our side. And keep doing this for a few breaths here, so go at your own pace. When you're twisting, we want to be sure that we are just twisting with our upper spine, our thoracic spine, trying to keep our lumbar or low back nice and safe. So just really be cognizant of what you're using to turn your body to the side. Give me one more. And back to center. All right, let's pick up this other block here and we're gonna hold them on our palms, kind of like we're a waitress and we're holding our trays on our hands. We're gonna bring our arms out wide, out to the sides. Now let's bring them in to touch. And then on our way back, maybe do a little bit of a back bend, opening up through the chest and the collarbones. And then back to center. Once again, remember to keep those shoulder blades nice and relaxed. Our shoulders are not hunched up by our ears. You can inhale as your hands go back and exhale as you bring them closer together. All right, one more. Now let's bring our hands down. We're gonna still hold them like we are holding our little waitress trays. We're just bending at a 90-degree angle, similar movement. So having them out in front of us, inhale, bring them out to the sides, opening up through the chest and the collarbones, and then bringing them in front to touch. Remember to keep a tall spine, energies through the crown of the head, having good posture in our seat. Inhaling the arms back And exhale, bringing them together. All right, last one here. Give me one more. So now we're going to bring our hands sort of up by our ears, but now our fingers are facing the back of the room. We're gonna do an overhead press. So keeping the balance of those blocks on those hands, let's lift them up overhead. Now exhale them up and inhale them down. We are pressing them up, so our shoulders will naturally want to rise just a little bit as we bring our arms up. But be sure that we're not scrunching all the way up here like this. I'm gonna do a couple more. And last one. All right, let's take our blocks. Now we're gonna set them on the floor, like shoulders distance apart. And you can put them on whatever level you're feeling comfortable with. We're just gonna do a forward fold. So let's check our form, making sure we have a tall spine. Energy is coming out through the crown of the head. And let's lean forward, leading with the heart. Keep going until you feel like your shoulders can't go anymore without rounding, and then find your blocks. Be sure to inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, deepen the fold. Even if it's just a small little deepen of the fold, that's still progress. And that is what we're looking for with these forward folds. So let's inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, forward fold. Be sure that those sitting bones are still grounded in the chair. We don't want them lifting up and off. Last thing we want to do is tumble out of our seat. If you notice that with this forward fold, you're starting to get a little bit of length, you can always move your blocks so they're at a lower setting. All right, now this time we're gonna inhale your whole body up to your fingertips, lengthening the spine, just resetting, making sure we're not rounding. Our neck should be in line with the rest of our spine, so no wrinkles in the back of the neck. And let's find one more forward fold. And go ahead and make this your deepest fold yet. Really try to relax and sink into it. I'm gonna bring my blocks a little bit further back towards my feet. Make sure I'm sitting toward the front of my chair for this next one. We're gonna lift our foot up and over these blocks and tap them out to the side and then switch. Just bringing them up and over and giving them a tap. It's gonna take a little bit of coordination because we don't want to knock our blocks over. It's getting that joint nice and lubricated. And it's working on our mind-body connection. Just trying to be aware of what our hip is doing as it's moving our leg. All right, last one on each side. Okay, now I'm gonna move my blocks just so they're right in front of my feet. So for this one, we can do both feet together, or if it's easier, you can do one foot at a time. We're just gonna bring our toes up, touching the blocks, and then setting them right back down on the floor. So it's a little bit of a lift with the legs. So if you need, remember to hold onto your seat, lifting the knees up, touching the blocks, and then setting them back down. And once again, if you wanna make this harder, just always change what level your blocks are on. So if you wanna get a little higher of a lift, maybe move them up another level. Let's do a couple more. All right, last one here, guys. Okay, for these, I'm gonna just set them on their lowest level, but I'm gonna stack them. I'm gonna do some calf stretching. So I like to have a little bit of extra room just in case my calves are feeling super flexible today. So what we have here is our heel is below the top part of the block. It's gonna feel a really good stretch in through the calves. We're gonna hold this here for just a second, and then we're gonna switch. So we're gonna do a heel lift, and you're gonna feel a stretch in through the front part of your shins. And let's make it a little bit dynamic now. So drop the heels, energy through the heels down towards the ground, feeling the calf stretch, and then lifting the heels for the front part of the leg. Once again, if you need to do this one leg at a time, always do what's right for your body. And you don't necessarily need to have your blocks stacked like I do. I'm just hoping I've got a lot of calf flexibility, so if I only had one block, my heels would be hitting the floor. So if I have two blocks, it's more of a challenge for me to get my heels down. All right, last one. Okay, let's move our blocks out of the way. Or if you need, because you have short little legs like mine, you can just lay them flat. Put your feet on your blocks and let's find Shavasana. Nice calming breath to end class. We're gonna work on that mind-body connection. So let's take a deep inhale through the nose and imagine all that air that's coming in through the nose as it flows down the back of your throat and into the lungs. And exhale. On this inhale, imagine that air that is coming in through the lungs, just really expanding the lungs like 360 degrees. And release. Let's do a couple more like that, just imagining the breath, what parts of the body it touches on the way in and out. And see if on your deepest breath yet, you can really expand with the tummy. So bringing all that air in, you should feel the stomach move as it pulls in the air. And then as it releases, feel that stomach sort of let go and give way. Last breath here together. Thank you for joining me today in our chair yoga class where we used our blocks and had some fun. I hope your yoga practice continues to thrive.